We are really suffering out here. I cannot be falling asleep already, okay? I'm not that old. I would love to get a 5-star. I can finish this book. It's 9:47. We are gonna start reading at 10. I'm gonna be joined by my bestie, Sarah. Before I start reading, I am gonna make these pumpkin cheese keys. What's a cheese keys? Cheesecake croissants from Trader Joe's. I can't talk, I haven't had coffee yet. I'm gonna make these, and then I'm gonna make coffee, and then I'm gonna pick my first book. I don't know which book I'm gonna pick first. I feel like I wanna start with something easy, but I need food, I need coffee. So these are the 3 that I'm trying to decide between starting with right now. You just wanted to come inside. This girl can't decide if she wants to be inside or outside. What do you want? Huh? These are all very different vibes. We've got kind of like a spooky gothic novella, a contemporary romance, an extreme horror. I think I might start with this romance, Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I've heard really, really good things about this, and it might be good for me to start my day with just like a cute, fun romance. We are trying the pumpkin cheesecake croissants. I don't love it, I don't hate it.
It's alright. I don't actually love pumpkin stuff.
Me neither.
But it's like the spirit.
I know, I just want to get in the fall mood. The more I eat it, the more I don't think I like it. Which is weird because I love a Danish. I am halfway into Next of Kin and I'm really enjoying it right now. Basically, what it's about is these 2 people who want to adopt their siblings. So the main character, she was adopted and her birth mom just had a baby, but didn't know that she was pregnant, and so she was drinking and doing drugs while she was pregnant, and then she has the baby, and the baby has a lot of health problems, and the mom does not want her, and so she asks her daughter, who was adopted and is now like an adult, to take her in. And then the male main character, he has a 15-year-old deaf brother who is in foster care and wants to adopt him. But both of them don't fit all of the requirements that they need to be able to adopt their siblings. The heroine, she doesn't make enough money. She doesn't have the finances to do it, and the guy doesn't have the housing to do it. So CPS has this like new program that they put together where they like partner up 2 prospective parents so that they can make up a household that like has everything that they need. It is a fake program. It is not real, nor could I ever actually see this happening in real life. But these 2 people get partnered up to foster their siblings together. So the guy, Warren, and his 15-year-old brother move into Chloe's house. They're all like, they have custody of the 2 of them, the 2 kids. So they're all living together, and I really, really am loving the like beginning of this, the setup. The guy, Warren, he's very much giving like reformed bad boy. Like he was a bad boy in his past, but now he's like stepping up to take care of his brother, and it's very cute. So where I'm at right now, they obviously have like already started having like feelings for each other, and there's like an attraction there. But what I like about it is that there's a legitimate reason why they're not acting on their feelings, why they can't be together. I get very annoyed a lot in romance when it's like the reason that the couple like can't be together and why there's tension is just because they're being stupid or they're miscommunicating. Like there's actually no real reason why they can't be together. Whereas in this book, There's a legitimate reason, because they could fuck up this whole fostering situation and then cause their siblings to end up in like really bad homes. So they obviously want to like do right by their siblings and they don't want to mess anything up, but they're having very strong feelings for each other. So it's like it's a whole thing. And I just feel like because of that, because they're like taking care of their young siblings, it makes it feel like the stakes are higher for their relationship and like not messing it up. I do really, really like it so far. And it's going very quick. I'm gonna keep reading and finish the second half. Fingers crossed. I feel like it could be a 4-star, potentially 5 stars, depending on how the second half goes. I finished Next of Kin. I'm unfortunately giving this 3 stars. The first half of this book was so promising and I was really enjoying like the setup of the relationship. Like I said, I really liked the like obstacle with their romance and the whole plot and the premise of it. Unfortunately, the second half went so fast. Their relationship went so fast. They kiss and then they say, I love you. They're like, I'm like, you guys, you skipped some steps here. They just jumped straight to I love you so fast. And then the whole second half of the book is them like in love. And I'm like, when did this happen? Because you just met this man. I don't know, my personal preference is that I like romances that go a little bit slower. And this just went way too fast. I do think I would read another book by this author because I enjoyed enough of it that I think there's potential for me to like another book by this author. I'm just disappointed because first half of this book was so good. I was like 4 stars, 4.5 stars. And then the second half, I just wasn't feeling it. It lost all of the like tension and the build up and just kind of like went nowhere for me. So yeah, 3 stars. Not a favorite, but was a quick read. So perfect one to start off this 24-hour readathon. Sarah just surprised me with all of these cute little hair bows because she has a lot of bows and I'm always like, oh my God, those are so cute. I want some. But she knows me very well and knows that I'm the queen of saying I want something and then never buying it. So she got them for me and look how cute they are. So now you're gonna see me with bows in my hair all the time.
And you are the queen of being like, I should buy that, and then you never do.
Okay, next I'm gonna switch to Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triana, which is a extreme horror. Perfect timing because Sarah's also reading an extreme horror. That's her book.
That's her book.
It's very crazy, so I was like, let me also read my extreme horror and we can suffer together. Okay, so I am 65 pages into Gone to See the Riverman. Basically, what this is about is we're following a main character named Lori who is Delulu crazy, and she's obsessed with serial killers, specifically this one serial killer named Edmund who is in prison, and she becomes his pen pal and writes a lot of letters to him, and he gives her a quest to go to his house, find a key that's in the chest, and take the key to the Riverman. And she's like, oh my God, if I finally do this, he will love me and want to marry me and absolutely not kill me. So she goes on this quest, but she has to bring her sister with her. Her sister has like a mental disability. We don't know exactly what's going on with her sister, but she has to bring her sister with her. But we're also getting flashbacks to when Lori and her sister were kids and they had a younger brother. And in the flashbacks, her sister Abby doesn't have this disability, but there's something going on. There's something going on with the siblings because in the present chapters, there's no brother and there's something wrong with Abby. But the main character, she is determined to complete this quest so that she can get her serial killer boyfriend to marry her. She's definitely giving the vibe that she's one of those people who would make like fan cams on TikTok of serial killers. Ugh, no. Okay, I just finished Gone to the Riverman and I hate it. I hated it. Okay, when am I gonna learn my lesson that I don't like this kind of horror? I keep trying because there's always these books that people are like, you gotta read this. I think you would love it. Stop telling me that. Stop telling me read that because I don't like extreme horror or like splatterpunk, or I don't like it and I need to stop. Every time I do this, the same thing happens. And I think it's because there's a few that I have liked. For example, Sarah just read the Eric LaRocca book that I like. I feel like that is the exception because all the other ones that I've read, I don't like. And I hated this. I'm gonna do like spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this book, go to this little timestamp here. But I feel like I can't talk about this book without just outright spoiling it. Okay, spoilers coming right now. So we learn that Lori's backstory basically is that she had a crush on this guy named David, and she one day catches her older sister Abby having sex with David, and she's like, what the fuck? You stole my crush. She's really pissed off, and now she's like, I hate Abby. Fuck Abby. But seeing her sister and David having sex awakens this like sexual desire within her, and this is the parts I really, really hated. She decides to sneak into her little brother's bedroom and while he's sleeping, have sex with him. Then she keeps doing that. She keeps essaying her little brother constantly, like all the time. And it's very graphic and detailed. And from her point of view, those scenes, and I hated every second of it, made me feel really sick. Made me feel really, really sick. And then her brother, because this is like he's like being essayed by his sister and can't tell anybody, he gets into a really big depression and he stops eating and everyone's like very concerned about him. But one day, older sister Abby catches Lori in the little brother's room and decides to confront her. And when Abby confronts Lori and is like, I know what you've been doing to our brother, you need to stop, you need to tell our parents, Lori pushes her off a cliff. And that is why Abby in the present chapters has a disability. And then you'd think that would make Lori stop. No, she still doesn't stop. And the brother is so depressed at this point. He's refusing to eat and he ends up dying because he won't eat because he's so traumatized because of what is happening to him. I hated it. So then in the present chapters, once Lori and Abby finally get to the Riverman quest, Lori realizes that like her quest is that she needs to kill her sister. So she kills Abby, and then Edmund somehow escapes prison. And Lori finds him, and he has a naked woman who's been decapitated in his lap. He just like has the head in his lap, and he's like, hey, I've been waiting for you. She's like, oh my God, what are you gonna do to me? And he's like, oh, it's been so long since I have had sex and killed. And she's like, is it gonna hurt? And he's like, love hurts, babe. And then it ends. So we presume that he killed her. Obviously. Yeah, I did not like this. And the next time that you guys see me trying to read an extreme horror, please tell me to be so for real, because I don't like them. Snack haul. I got hot fries.
Then I got something that was so unique to Texas. I've never seen it anywhere. It's called Big Time Crunch.
I was like, I guess they're just hot Cheetos.
You know, I picked it up and I was like, ooh, what's this? Because it was like HEB brand, and she was like, that's just a knockoff of hot Cheetos.
Nerd clusters.
And I got these trolley sour Burston crawlers, which I will say, thinking about eating these after I just read things have gotten worse since we last spoke.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Not the best pick.
I was really talking a big game to you, like, I don't ever get queasy. And then I read that part and I was like,
okay, when you were saying that to me, I was like, good luck.
I think with normal gore, I don't.
That one's intense.
No, it's not normal.
We also got the best cookies in the world.
Yeah.
I love these.
If you don't like them, you can fight us, because these, for some reason, are very controversial amongst people.
Oh. When we were at the checkout, the guy was like, I'm obsessed with these.
No, I love them too. Maybe Texas is where everybody loves them.
Yeah, this is where we're buying them.
No, where I'm from, people are like, ew. And I'm like, they're so good.
And we also got so much
Halloween
candy. Which, did we have to buy even more because Sarah ate a lot of it? Yeah, we did. And then, last thing we got, toxic waste slime liquor. Ew. liquor.
Ew. Also, the picture is actually cursed. Like, I don't like that picture at all.
And I thought that when we get like really, really tired and we need
a boost
shots awake.
Oh, we also got some energy drinks.
Yeah, we do have energy drinks too. But we might need this later tonight.
And an obscene amount of Dr. Pepper.
So much Dr. Pepper.
I've already had a lot today.
I haven't had any. I've been drinking my coffee. We made pasta salad yesterday, so we're gonna try that. I don't really know what kind it is. It's giving pizza. It's giving Italian.
I love pasta salad. It is my passion.
We are both now, we're both gonna read Graveyard Shift. However, I only have one copy of the book, so I'm gonna
rip it in half.
I'm gonna let Sarah read the physical copy, and I'm gonna listen to the audiobook. Yeah, this is by M.L. Rio, who wrote If We Were Villains, which I think we both liked that book.
I gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 5 stars too. And this one takes place all in one night about these people who are working the graveyard shift. Come on,
Join the party.
come on. Oh, come on, you got it. For chapter 1, I was struggling to like be invested because I'm like, the whole thing is like they find that hole in a graveyard and they're like, this is so weird. A hole in a graveyard?
Right.
How could this happen? I'm like, if I saw that, I'd just be like, okay. And?
My eyes are just straight up and like, what's going on? Yeah, I'm hoping the next chapter is better.
I think that I'm more invested in the next chapter.
Okay,
now.
good. I am quite jealous of your full cast narration. Because this writing style is tough physical read. Tough.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, like my eyes are literally like every paragraph I'm like fighting a battle.
Yeah.
Like my eyes are like, stay focused.
Huh? I finished Graveyard Shift. Sarah actually ended up DNFing it, not because she wasn't enjoying it, but because she said that physically reading it was difficult. And I personally think ML Rio translates better on audio. Like her books just sound really good read out loud. I really liked the audiobook. It was full cast, and this is the whole cast of characters. There's like 6 point of views. So it follows these 6 characters over the course of one night. Oh, hello. You want to hear about this book? They see a hole in a graveyard and they're like, oh, this is so weird. And then it leads them to like stalking the gravedigger, coming upon this kind of like conspiracy of something that's going on. I honestly don't want to say much more about it because it is so short. It's not even 100 pages. I liked it. I don't know if I got it. Like, I don't know if I get it, right? And the ending, it's one of those endings where it's like, it's not even really open-ended, it just ends. Like, it's just over, and you're like, oh, that was it. Like, it kind of feels like an episode of a TV show, and I'm like, where are the rest of the episodes? Because this is just one episode. So I don't know what to rate it, because I thought the writing was really good. I really liked all the characters. They were all super interesting. And it kind of had this, like, adult Scooby-Doo vibe, like Mystery Inc., We're All Investigating. I'm gonna go with 3.5 for right now. I'm not gonna lie though, I am slightly disappointed because I've been waiting a long time for ML Rio's next book. Like, If We Were Villains, I think came out 7 years ago. And I'm like, you made us wait 7 years and you said, here's 100 pages and it doesn't even have an ending. It's kind of tragic if you think about it. Us ML Rio fans, we are really suffering out here. We're really suffering. These are the ones that I've read so far. I think next I want to do 10,000 Stitches because this one is a cozy fantasy. And so far what I've read is a romance, a horror, and a thriller. And I'm in the mood for a little cute fantasy now. I think she's sleeping. Sarah.
I was just sleeping.
Uh-oh.
I got to page 12.
Oh my god, Wyatt's like going crazy.
Oh,
Come on, Frankie, up. Kitty, you're in here too. Oh my god, it's a party.
It's a zoo in here.
Mm-hmm. He said, let me just put my whole body weight on you. Oh. Hello. Hi, Frankie.
Oh.
Oh. Everybody wants on the bed. So I'm like 100 pages into 10,000 Stitches. I can't remember if I said this is the sequel to Half a Soul, but it is like a companion novel. So follows different characters, but this is a series of like Regency, cozy fantasy romances about fairies. So this book definitely has like a Cinderella vibe to it because the main character, Effie, is a maid and she ends up falling in love with this noble guy, Benedict, but she can't be with him because like he's noble and she's just like a lowly little maid. And then she meets this guy who's a fae, what's his name? Lord Blackthorn. And he strikes up a little bargain, a little deal with her. He will help her win the affection of Benedict if she will just sew 10,000 stitches into his favorite jacket. And she's like, that sounds like a great deal. I accept. I also did make myself another coffee. I'm really trying to push through. I started feeling tired and I was like, uh-oh, we're not even halfway through. There's still 15 and a half hours left in our 24-hour readathon. I cannot be falling asleep already, okay? I'm not that old. So I'm trying to recover. The coffee is helping. I am about halfway into 10,000 Stitches and I think I might DNF it. It's not that it's not good. I just think it's fine, like it's okay. And I'm now remembering with Half a Soul, I really liked Half a Soul while I was reading it and then I immediately forgot about it. Like I can't actually tell you what that book is about other than it's like Regency fairies. And I'm feeling kind of the same way about this one where like I could push myself to finish it. I think it's gonna be like a 3-star. I don't know. I do think I would read something else by Olivia Atwater that's not part of this series. I just think there's something about this series that like, on paper, I should love it, but I don't. And I don't know why. So I'm not really sure what I wanna read now. You know, I might go horror now. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm 50 pages into The Haunting of Velwood, and I love it so far. Oh my god, it's so cool. Basically, this is following a main character who, when she was, I think, a teenager, something happened to the street that she lived on where there was almost like a dome that ended up like covering it, and everyone except for her and 2 of her best friends turned into ghosts and are trapped inside that dome. But her and her 2 best friends somehow were able to escape. And it's now like 20 years later, and there's like a huge phenomenon about that street because it's still there and nobody can enter it. Anyone who tries is like repelled away. Very much giving like WandaVision, Under the Dome, Annihilation, like all those kind of vibes, where there's just this like area of the street that nobody can go to, and there's all these ghosts trapped inside and no one knows what happened. And so this researcher named Jack comes to her and is like, hey, I want to pay you a lot of money to go back in because her and her friends are the only ones who are able to like go in and out. She ends up going. When she's inside, she's like coming across all the ghosts, but none of them can see her. And she has a timer on her watch for an hour because you can only stay in the town for an hour before she comes back out. So when she comes back out, nobody's there waiting for her. Like there was a whole research team who like was there with her when she entered the town, and so when she comes out nobody's there and she's like, what the fuck? So she calls the guy Jack and she's like, where'd you go? And he's like, you've been gone for 3 months. Oh my god, I'm loving this so much. Also, it feels very gay because one of her friends, Brett, who was her best friend, she just keeps talking about her. Keeps talking about Brett, and I'm like, so you and Brett were girlfriends, right? Right. I think it's sapphic. I hope it is, because I want them to be girlfriends. But I'm so curious. I'm so curious, like, what is going on? What happened? And I really, really like this. I love that kind of, I don't know if it's actually a trope, but all of the shows and movies that I've seen do that kind of thing where there's like a dome and there's something weird happening under it, or like a certain, like an area, something that is like affected by like cosmic energy or something. it's just very interesting and I really love it. So I'm excited because none of my books today have been wins so far. I would love to get a 5-star. I'll even settle for a 4-star. Please, I'm on my knees, I'm begging. Please, I want to read a good book. Okay, we are at the halfway point. We've gone through 12 hours. We have 12 left. And I wanted to do a little check-in of what I've read so far. Here's my little stack. These 3 I've read. This one I read half of and DNF'd. And I'm now halfway through The Haunting of Velwood. Still loving it. I have very, very high hopes for this one, which is good because these were not winners for me. All I want out of the 24 hours is a 5-star, and this could potentially be it. But that is what I've gotten through in this first half of the readathon. So we'll see how I do for the rest. I am getting tired. I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting very sleepy. Ooh, actually, let me do, where is it? I think it's time for me to do some toxic slime. Slime liquor. I really don't like that. And I don't like the looks of this dude. He looks a little creepy.
It looks cursed.
All right, ready? Go.
It's not that sour.
I like it.
You like sour?
Wait, it's hitting me in the jaw right here. I also love cherry.
You're like, now I know why this is so big. It's gonna be like your thing. You're like, slime liquor.
There's like an aftershock that like hits me right here in the jaw. No, it's not as sour as I was expecting it to be.
No, it's not that sour.
They're all talk. They're all talk on this bottle.
How is 5 teaspoons 100 calories? That's crazy.
What's in this?
Oh, sugar, a lot of sugar.
Yeah, a lot of sugar. Corn syrup and red 40.
High fructose.
You guys, we have now reached what is normally my bedtime. I'm actually past my bedtime. It's 11:11. Ooh, 11:11. Make a wish. My bedtime is normally like 10:30. I'm struggling. I'm so sleepy. I just want to finish this book and then I might take a little sleep. The way that I could just fall asleep right now. But I'm really loving this book. I'm gonna read as much as I can. I'm so tired. I just want to let the record state here because y'all are gonna go watch Sarah's video and be like, oh my god, she could stay up so much later than Riley. It's because I woke up earlier. I wake up at a normal time. I wake up at 7 a.m. See, I would have started this challenge at 7 a.m. And if I had started at 7 a.m., I would be doing great. I'd be doing great right now. But no, we had to start late. We had to start late because she wakes up so late. And y'all are like, Riley, it's not even midnight yet. Okay, I go to bed early. I go to bed early. I can do it. I can finish this book. It is 4:20 a.m. I just took like a three-hour nap. I think I fell asleep at like 1. So not too bad. I didn't lose too many hours. I really needed it. I really needed it. I think if I stayed up actually for 24 hours, I would die. I'm gonna go see if Sarah's still awake. I kind of just disappeared. But I think that was enough sleep to push me to the end. I'm gonna go see what Sarah's doing. I found a quiet place to talk because everybody's sleeping. All the dogs, I took them outside and then they all went back to bed. They were not happy to be waking up at this time. and Sarah's gonna sleep for a little bit longer. So I have to be very quiet. Like I said, it's 4:30. There is 5 hours and 30 minutes left in the 24-hour readathon. When I fell asleep, I was almost done with The Haunting of Velwood. Like, I was so close to being done. I'm 86% into it. I don't know where my copy is because Sarah is reading it, I guess. So I think it's in her room. I'm gonna finish the audiobook. It very, very much gives WandaVision. It's more like if you take WandaVision and like only make it the serious parts and then also make it super gay. Like, there's this whole plot and romance about these two girls who were friends and then started like secretly dating, but there was a lot of homophobia that forced them apart. And now like going back to the town is bringing them back together. I love them so much and I just want them to live happily ever after. And if they don't, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna finish. And then I'm really hoping that I can give this 5 stars. It's definitely gonna be a 4. We'll see if it's a 5. Oh my God, I still look so tired. Have I ever looked this tired on camera? Look at these dark circles. I finished The Haunting of Velwood and I really, really liked it. I don't think it's quite 5 stars. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I really liked, like, the plot was so interesting. Like, the idea of what happened in this town. I will say, I don't know if I specifically would classify this as a horror, but then I also don't know what else I would classify it as because it's not ever scary or spooky and I don't think it's trying to be. I would say it's more of like paranormal thriller maybe, but I really loved it. I think what I loved the most about it, even though yeah, there's like ghosts and there's this whole like mystery of like what is happening in the town, the heart of the book is this love story between these two girls who were forced apart and are trying to find their way back to each other. And I really loved that and I loved them. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think one of the things that like keeps it from being a 5 star for me is that there's not a ton of answers at the end. Like, yeah, we find out what happens and why it happens, but we don't really know how. Like, there's a little bit of a magical element to it that is just like never explained. And I think if maybe we got a little more answers on that side, maybe it could be 5 stars. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed this. So I'm gonna do 4 stars. I'm gonna go make another coffee. We have exactly 5 hours left in the 24 hours, which I think is enough time for me to read one more book. The sun is finally up. Sarah's still asleep. She abandoned me. I've been reading The Memory Theater by Karen Tidback. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. It kind of feels like if you combined the Wayward Children series and Pure Nessie, if that makes sense. Also, oh my God, I look horrible. I look so I look so bad. Yeah, it feels like if you combine Pure Nessie and the Wayward Children series, it's so like nonsensical, and I think that helps because I'm very delirious. If I was reading something that like made sense, I don't think I would know what they're talking about, but this is like, yeah, the ants grew and then new ants were cut out of the old ants and they ate the old ants' bodies. I'm not describing this well. Hold on, let me sit down. So basically, in this book, we're following these 2 kids, and it opens up and they're like hiding from all of these lords and ladies who are like feasting and dancing. It's very much giving like they're trapped in the Fae realm vibes. So we're following Dora and Thistle. We find out that Thistle was kidnapped by this lady, his mistress. They live in a place called the Gardens where all the lords and ladies there have servants that are little kids, and then once the kids grow up and get too old, they kill them. They actually hunt them for sport and kill them. So Thistle is the servant to, what is her name? Lady Augusta. Then we have Dora, who is one of the like lords of these gardens, wanted a child, but they can't have children. Like time is stopped, they never age, so they can't have children. So he was like, I want a child. And someone made a child for him out of a piece of himself and a piece of the mountain, and that created Dora. But then he was like, ew, this is an abomination. I don't want this little rock baby. So Dora just kind of like exists there, but nobody likes her or pays attention to her. The only way for Thistle to ever escape is if his mistress gives him his true name, his real name. But Augusta actually ends up getting exiled because she finds a watch that causes time to actually start working. I know that I'm explaining this like it's a fever dream, because to me it feels like a fever dream. I'm so delirious. She causes time to start working, and so the other lords and ladies are like, get out. So they banish her. Thistle and Dora are like, oh my god, Augusta's gone. The only way that Thistle can ever escape his servitude is by finding Augusta and getting his real name from her. So they start traveling and trying to find Augusta. This is so good. It's so good. It's giving dark whimsy. It's giving magical portals. It's giving fairies. It's great. It's amazing. I feel like this could be 5 stars. Am I delirious? Yeah. Have I been vivid dreaming while my eyes are open? Yes. Is this book helping that? Yeah. Actually, I think this is the perfect book to read when you're delirious and on no sleep. It's very like nonsensical, where like just weird things are happening, and it's like, okay. It's 8:49. So we have like a little over an hour left. I feel like I should go wake up Sarah so she can at least read for the last hour. You're awake.
Are you knocking on the outside of my room?
No.
And I think there's a woodpecker outside because it was going to...
Oh yeah, there are woodpeckers here.
Okay, because I was like, what is that?
I'm just outside on the side of the house. So I finished Memory Theater literally with 5 seconds left, and I really loved this. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I do think if I had read it when I was not as delirious, it could have been 5 stars, so I think at some point I will reread it, but it is so good. It's definitely gonna be a favorite for the year. I think if you like books about like alternate worlds and portals with a lot of whimsy or like a little bit of darkness, you will love this. Here are all of the books that I read during our 24-hour readathon. I think I did so good.
You did very well.
I will say this one is my all-time favorite of the bunch. This one can go to hell. This one was good. Could have been great.
But there was kissing of girls.
Yes. These were adequate.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one I DNF'd. Make sure you check out Sarah's video because she also filmed this whole 24-hour readathon, and you need to see how she did. If you made it to the end of this video, leave us a little rat emoji. Also, Sarah has been here with me for 2 weeks, so we've done a lot of other stuff, and I vlogged it all on Patreon, so you can go join my Patreon if you want to see everything that we got up to while she was here. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!